Recently, many people started getting DNA tests from companies like these to understand their genetics and also their ancestry profiles. If you've taken one of these tests before, this top image might look very familiar to you because the middle one is you and the right one is your fifth-degree cousin. Now we're also trying to recreate images like these in animal studies as well. And while doing so, we tend to use what we call mitochondrial DNA. Now, mitochondria is an organelle that's found in the cell, just like nucleus, and the cool thing about it is it has its own DNA. Now, that mitochondrial DNA, although it works well in several animal groups, while creating those life tree images, about 20% of the time, we tend to see a discordance, an inconsistency between genes that are located in mitochondria and not located in mitochondria. Now, companies like these achieve this problem by using both mitochondrial and non-mitochondrial DNA. But this can be very costly. So we're looking for more gene groups that are not located in mitochondria, yet are variable enough to give us valuable data. Although I study these little cute creatures, reptiles, and their population genetics, I use gene groups that have never been used before to study this kind of stuff. The gene groups I use play a role in fertilization, not only in reptiles, but also in other animals, including humans, which makes them superior candidates. Now, the second problem comes from the basis of the genetic studies. They're either faulty or missing data, or they're just too expensive to replicate. Now, we have the technology, but for many schools out there, they're not affordable. For example, this is a DNA sequencer. This machine can cost you several $100,000, or maybe millions, just to purchase it, yet the cost does not stop there. Running them with the appropriate cartridges can add up the cost very easily. Now, some of you might be thinking, hold on a second, buddy. I took a DNA test last year, and it only cost me $100. Well, the point is, you spend $100 only on yourself as an individual. But as a scientist, I work with several hundred animals, and the cost can add up very, very easily. So my project plays a role here, and it takes an amazing shortcut. The gene groups I use are short enough to sequence for very cheap costs, yet they're long enough to give us very variable and valuable data. So if I can show and prove how we can use these gene groups to study the relationship between different populations of the same species, we're going to be able to understand their evolutionary basis even better, and this revolutionary method will be put into use right away. Thanks.